Hi everyone, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast. It is for all signs. It is a broad spectrum reading, so I do speak in broad terms. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit or doesn't seem to make sense to your situation, that's okay. Doesn't mean anything's broken or wrong. It just may not be your reading, or you might be working on something else. It is originally created for Saturday, March 25th. It is not solely set for that date. I believe readings can be timeless, so if it finds you on a different date, don't get caught up in the date. Listen to the reading and see if it applies. If it applies to a situation or feelings or thoughts you're having, by all means utilize the reading for your highest good. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing the channel, what decks I'm using in my readings, how to contact me on social media to follow me. I'm not a huge social media presence, but if you want a private reading, that's how you would get in contact with me. Via either my Instagram or my Facebook business page to request a private reading. Those are payable via PayPal. Know that I will never reach out to you on my own to solicit you for a reading. If somebody initiates a sale of a reading to you saying they're me, it's not me. You would have to reach out to me originally to request it. And then easy ways to support the channel, great ways that greatly help me, is hitting that thumbs up button. Not only does it let me know that you're enjoying the content, but it also allows YouTube to understand that others are watching my content, and then they'll potentially put me in other people's feeds that may enjoy my content. Leaving me a question or comment on the video, I do love those because it lets me know you're here. It lets me know if the readings are resonating, if they're making sense to your situation in life. Sharing the video out helps on your Facebook, in your groups, wherever, on your Instagram, however. I don't even know how to post a video to Instagram, but any kind of sharing helps to get the word out. And subscribing and hitting that notification bell, especially if you're new to me and not already subscribed. I do put up daily content, so that notification bell will let you know every time a new video goes on and is available. I do have a Patreon too if you want to subscribe there to see the daily video a day early to prepare. So let's see. Oh, and I will be referring back to the Sunday underpinning energy. That's the Sunday reading from earlier in the week. That is the layer of energy that is at play in the background or underneath all of this. So I'm adding another layer of depth. So if you hear me speaking of cards that you don't see in this reading, I'm usually referring back to that reading. It populates in the lower left-hand corner of this reading at the end. And by all means, you can check it out, and you can utilize it even if it's making sense to you right in the moment. So, again, those are timeless too. All right, let's see what the cards want us to know for today. Okay, we've got all of our decks shuffled. Let's see what our main card is. Three of Cups, Three of Emotions. What a beautiful card. Their hair, first thing out of my mind is their hair reminds me almost of little globes or the world, right? And how we connect to the world around us. That's not necessarily a Three of Cups. It can be a Three of Cups, meaning in a broader perspective. I love this because it almost represents like as one woman and then the two heads on either side of her, like the mind, body, spirit connection. You know, the Holy Trinity within ourselves. But we're leading emotionally because it's cups. Three of Cups is oftentimes a signifier of celebration, coming together with those that we love or care about, those that we trust, maybe those that we haven't seen in a long time. But I also get, because we don't see the bodies of these other two women on either side of her, we could just be communing with ourselves emotionally in a very balanced Trinity sort of way. If you want to get balanced in Trinidad, you go, girl, you get there. You get on that plane or boat or however you're going to get to Trinidad. This feels like a balancing within our own self emotionally, which I will say this, we had yesterday's lead card was the High Priestess, which is Piscean energy. She's high spiritual knowledge, but she's also very much associated with emotions through that Pisces connection. So it's like we've taken that wisdom maybe from yesterday's card and we're putting it to a more practical 3D, because we see these three women and this is the Three of Cups card, to a more positive, practical 3D based space with our emotions leading us, but in celebration, in harmony, in enjoyment, whatever that enjoyment, whatever form that enjoyment takes for us, right? Does that make sense? Underpinning this from Sunday is the Wheel of Fortune, which is major arcana. So there are doors opening all throughout this week. I've gotten this weird feeling. I don't know if it's because of the Aries new moon or spring is upon us. Melinda pointed out it is the spring equinox. I'm so daft I didn't even realize. Everything's kind of rebirthing in a way on the planet, and these little globes on these women's heads say to me that we might be like in our higher spiritual, emotional well-being, feeling, connecting to the world around us in a more profound, emotionally balanced or sound way that is worth celebrating, that is worth enjoying, that is worth connecting in sort of harmony. And I just get this real nice centered feeling. For those of you that have maybe been in an emotional state, and certainly I was earlier this week, this card feels like our emotions, although they're around her hips there, representing as the water, they are, I don't want to say placid, but we've come to a place where we understand them, we're able to be in them comfortably and own them, right? And own them from this like trinity space of our mind, body, and spirit are all in alignment with our emotions. And that's similar to at the beginning of each of my videos with the 3 breaths. One is for the mind, one is for the body, one is for the spirit, and that's all connected by the emotions at the bottom of the pyramid if you watch the graphic that happens at the beginning of my video. So this feels like that to me. Coming into alignment, that gold plate around her almost is representational of not only our intuition, which is the moon, but also our positivity, which is the sun. It's giving me both. It's giving me, interplanetary, emotional earth trinity goddess energy, if that makes any sense. So I just want to say to you, whoever's listening, and there might be multitudes of you, so this message is for all of you if you want it and can take it. I just feel this need to say good on you, girl. Oh, I want to cry. If this week has been tough, or the weeks previous to this, the months, the years, I feel like we're turning a corner. I hope we're turning a corner for some of you. This feels like we have turned a corner and we're kind of standing in that turn, celebrating ourselves and maybe with those around us for the achievements that we've made. So embrace this and enjoy it, right? Let's go to the Miracles Now card. All right. When in doubt, I choose to see peace. The peace here is this water, right? She's no longer doubting in my mind. She has peace within herself emotionally. There's that, like I said, that trinity, that balance between her mind, let's just say mind, body, spirit, and her emotions. And in that, she's no longer, we may experience some doubts, but she's no longer sort of paying attention to the doubts or feeding the doubts. She's feeding the peace. And that's what we get to do today. And in doing that, we get to choose peace, and from there, enjoy ourselves, embrace ourselves, harmonize ourselves in a way, balance ourselves in a way that's just sound, and we're able to make decisions from a place of emotionality that is that feels good, is my feeling, that feels connected and empowered. Okay, let's look at the clarifiers and see what they have to say. We have the Page of Pentacles. So new beginnings, new learnings. Oftentimes pages bring messages too. This could be, new 3D ideas that we may have in our world that we want to start to bring into fruition or move towards. We did see the Knight of Pentacles in the midweek. We also saw the Ace of Pentacles, I believe, yesterday, wasn't it? I think it was. Yes, it was. So this page is kind of maybe taking those first steps towards whatever that ace presented us yesterday, if that makes sense. So if new 3D opportunities have been brought to us, and 3D opportunities can mean jobs, money. It can also mean potential like deepening of our relationships. I'm going to kill the dogs. They're tearing up my clean bag. I can hear them in there. 1 second. I got to go regulate. Do you think now's the time to do this on my new clean bag? Do you think now's the time? I don't think so. All four of them are up in the center of the bed, tearing it up, having like Thunderdome. So taking first steps, learning those first steps, maybe not fully having a plan, but being willing to move forward. I don't want to say cautiously, but with attention. If anybody's got attention, it's the suit of pentacles. If anybody's paying, if there's a suit of discernment, right, grounded discernment, it's the suit of pentacles. The page is going to be youthful. He's going to maybe not have all of the answers just yet, but he's more than open and willing to learn, and he's more than torn towards the future. This is not the fastest of energies. We'll see what the other two clarifiers are, but I'm okay with this because it's not the slowest pentacle card to me at all. It's probably one of the most open pentacle cards just due to his youth and paginess, right? His new beginnings. So let's look at the next card. We have the Four of Cups. Interesting. Why do I feel like somebody's not having it? And it's not us, because I feel like we are the Three of Cups. There might be something that's being offered to us that's beneath us. Or someone that's in resistance to us taking steps forward in this peace or in this centeredness. The Four of Cups can be boredom, it can be indecision, it can be sort of being not bratty, but unwilling. You know, it can be an energy of resistance, emotional resistance. But I don't feel like this is us. I feel like if this is us, it's us being emotionally resistant. Like, if there's doubt or people in our lives, in the situations in our lives are presenting us with doubt, we're like, no, I don't want your doubt, Cup. Thank you, ma'am. I'm good. I'm going to stay here in my balance, in my harmony. I'm going to choose to follow my peace. I'm going to follow the newness of the page. Even if I don't have maybe a direct set plan yet, I'm going to trust that I can open myself to new opportunities and watch them take fruit or begin to pay off, so to speak. That would be the Pentacles aspect of that. Let's see what the third card is. It's the Six of Swords. So sixes are about harmony and balance also. Swords is the mental realm, right? How we communicate, what we communicate, and definitely what we think. Now, what I'm going to say here is, it's interesting to me just right out of the gate. They're moving to the future of my reading, and so is this page. Homeboy here is not. I get this feeling he's like sitting down in the middle of it trying to stop the progression or the forward movement that I see or feel in this reading. I don't think that the Four of Cups, and I have a feeling that this Four of Cups might be outside of us. So it may be a situation or person that is through their almost, I don't know if it's brattiness or I don't want to say indecision. That's not the feeling I'm getting. I just feel like, and I don't want us to, it's not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not that they're a malicious person or situation. It's that they're potentially afraid, or the situation is afraid, if we move beyond it, which we are with that Six of Swords, I believe. What will they be left with? Or what will the situation be left with? Or how will the situation play out? And with that page there, that page is so open to new beginnings and new ideas and new messages that it's like, I don't know that we necessarily care. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a way that it's like, we don't want to be in the doubt anymore. We want to move towards our peace, and that would be the Six of Swords. So if there is a situation that's requiring us or pulling on us, tugging on us emotionally to try and bring us into this state of the Four of Cups, of resistance or of, almost like petulance is the feeling that I'm getting. Don't allow it to, obviously. Like, be courageous. Remember courage. Like, I'm going to show you this one more time. It's the courage stone, but when you flip it over, it's the heart, right? So when we have the courage to live from our hearts, and that would be the Three of Cups, the heart, how we feel. We can move forward from this, whatever this sort of... And the Four of Cups is not a major blockage, whether it's a person or a situation in our life. It's just something that's more... I don't want to call it annoying, but it feels very... and petty is not the right word either, but those are kind of the energies that I'm getting from it. It feels minimal at best, but a bit annoying, because if we could get, it's almost like if we could get them on our page, no pun intended, it would just be all that much better. But not everybody or everything gets to come along in our journey, right? And this 4 is not strong enough that he can't stand up at any time and jump in the boat and head along. So this situation could have potential to change, or this person could change their mind, especially if they see that they're being left behind, or that you are moving on towards your peace. They may learn something in the process, or the situation may learn something in the process, and peace may be restored within the situation or within that person through them finding it for themselves, or without your help per se. This feels to me like we are helping ourselves first and foremost, or celebrating ourselves and those that believe in us, rather than doubting or slowing the process, if that makes any sense. I hope that makes sense. Let's look at the grounding stone for the day. This is just something we want to ground in, a principle, while we're doing all of this stuff, moving ourselves to calmer thoughts and waters and new ideas and new 3D adventures and opportunities. It's respect. And I think this is about, when I see the 3 of Cups there, she's respecting herself on all levels, especially emotionally. She's respecting herself, having the courage and the self-respect to choose peace rather than to remain in doubt. Having the respect to believe in herself enough to begin to build with that Page of Pentacles, to look at new beginnings and opportunities, and not let other shortcomings. That's a good one for the 4 of Cups. This feels like, either a situation shortcomings, or relationship shortcomings, somebody else's shortcomings or doubt, trying to stop us from moving forward. But we are moving forward, and by moving forward, ultimately, even if we're leaving something behind or shifting in a way that something isn't in direct alignment through that 4 of Cups, we're actually respecting that situation or person that's not in direct alignment, because seeking our own highest peace and our own highest sort of balance or harmony really does the world more of a service. And that's those globes that I'm seeing on those women's head, because it creates a better space for ourselves, and that emanates out from us into the world, thus creating a better world, if that makes sense. Yes, there's time. And remember, the Wheel of Fortune is under all of this. So what we focus on is what we get more of, is ultimately like the boil down. The spirit, the universe will give us what we focus on. So respecting that and ourselves is key today as we bring in these new opportunities and move towards things more in alignment to us. I hope that makes sense. That is your reading for the day. Thank you so much. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Tune in tomorrow for the new Sunday reading, and have a wonderful day, you guys. Be in harmony and peace and love on yourselves. Take care.